Welcome back to another daily news analysis by Abhit. Today is 18th of March 2023 and we bring you this list for today. Let's begin with the first one. The first news is by Ministry of Culture in PIB. So External Affairs Minister Mr. Jaishankar has inaugurated the Geoffrey Bawa. It is essential to be their exhibition. So this is an exhibition to mark the 75 years of Indo-Lanka diplomatic relations. Okay. Now, this is a historic exhibition which features works of Sri Lanka's iconic architect, the late Geoffrey Bawa. And this exhibition is jointly organized by National Gallery of Modern Art, that is in New Delhi, then the High Commission of Sri Lanka in New Delhi, and Geoffrey Bawa Trust. Okay. So we have completed 75 years of Indo-Lanka diplomatic relations, right? And his work, Geoffrey Bawa, his work has been exhibited in many other countries as well, like in United Kingdom, North America, Australia, India, Brazil, Singapore, and Germany. Okay. And this will go on till 7th May 2023. All right. Then by Ministry of Women and Child Development, we have empowerment of tribal women. Now the present government has adopted a holistic approach for overall development of tribal population, including tribal women, by providing support for education, etc. Right? So the Ministry of Tribal Affairs have been implementing various schemes with focused approach on socio-economic development. Right? So some of the schemes or some of the ways they have been doing is, one of them is this TriFed. Right? Yesterday also we have discussed a little bit of TriFed's importance in the role of development of tribal population. Then you have this National Scheduled Tribes Financial Development Corporation, which provides assistance and support to promote entrepreneurship among tribal people. And then there is special focus to tribal women in states, particularly in notified states, notified STs, including in states like Madhya Pradesh, who are involved in traditional work through various schemes. Okay, this is also through one of the scheme is Pradhan Mantri Janajatiya Vikas Mission, right? Then through this scheme you have two components. One is mechanism for marketing of minor food forest produce that will be in line with minimum support price, and then institutional support for development and marketing of tribal products that will go through NSTFDC or TriFed. Then TriFed is also itself is implementing Van Dhan Vikas Karyakaram under this PMJVM. Okay. Then this Van Dhan Vikas Karyakaram, it sets up this Kendras, Van Dhan Vikas Kendras. About 300 members are can participate, and they will promote value addition and marketing of tribal products and minor forest products. Okay, so there are a lot of self-help groups in Van Dhan Vikas Karyakaram project. Then NSTFDC, that is the Financial and Development Corporation, they also have a scheme titled Adivasi Mahila Sashatikaran Yojana for tribal women to income generate, right? So under this scheme, loan up to 90% of project costing up to rupees 2 lakh is provided at a highly concessional rate of interest of 4% per annum. So these are the schemes that are available for tribal women plus tribal population in terms of income generation. So if you know somebody who is talented in your village or in your district, those people that belong to the tribal communities, you can refer these schemes and help them. So like I said, sometimes to be a civil servant or to be any good servant of the society, you need to know the schemes that the government are also doing, and also to make to give awareness to the people that needs the schemes much more than you and I. Okay, so by going through this series of DNC, I hope you're getting some of the ideas that we at Abhid Shiksha are trying to impart. It's not just knowledge, we also are trying to impart the value system that is available in our hands. Okay, so let's go to Ministry of Science and Technology. Now, herSTART. This is a platform to encourage women entrepreneurs. Okay, and it has been inaugurated recently. Now, government has announced up to rupees 20,000 will be a monthly allowance for up to 1 year for women-led startups. Okay, so this herSTART is again a very important scheme by the government to help women entrepreneurs that are planning to develop their own businesses, and this is particularly for the women entrepreneurs, to encourage women startups and encourage women entrepreneurs. Okay, and this was inaugurated by the President of India. This scheme was inaugurated by President of India. All right. Then Ministry of Electronics and IT, India Post has partnered with Shiprocket. Now, Shiprocket is a startup which basically is the delivery network. Okay, Shiprocket delivers a lot of products, and there are many like Shiprocket. Like you have Shiprocket, then Picker, then you have delivery, etc. Right? So Shiprocket is a shipping aggregator. Okay, and this startup concept was started very early on from Delhi, and then it picked up a big market in the country. Now, India Post, which is the largest delivery network of the world, okay, not just India but of the world, they had signed an MOU, that is Memorandum of Understanding, with Shiprocket. For what? To boost last mile e-commerce delivery services. Now, Shiprocket has been engaging in a lot of e-commerce companies with them to provide them the shipping and the delivery till the last mile. And Shiprocket, which comes under this big food retail solution, is fastly emerging in the country as the largest aggregator company, shipping company. So you can see they have 3 lakh sellers and 70 million consumers annually. So this, between India Post and Shiprocket, will provide shipping and last mile delivery services to Shiprockets, not only just Shiprockets but also to India Post, and this will help a large number of small and medium businesses. Now, why this is important in the terms of e-commerce is because we have a lot of entrepreneurs in tier 2, tier 3 cities, and also in the rural areas that needs delivery of their products. And most of the shipping companies, like the major companies that are prevalent in our country, they have a very high rate of shipping charge. Therefore, Shiprocket is one of those aggregators that helps small and medium businesses to scale up and to not to have a headache in terms of delivery and shipping for the businesses, right? So you can look up Shiprocket. It's a very useful delivery system that you can find in the internet. Then Ministry of Railways, you have Meghalaya getting its first electric trains. Okay, so this is between Abhayapuri and Pancharatna, then Dudnai and Mendipathar. Now this will improve the mobility of trains in Northeast India. So this is Northeast Frontier Railway. They have achieved by commissioning the Dudhnoi-Mendipathar. Okay, that is 22.82 track kilometer, and this is a single line, Dudhnoi to Mendipathar. Then Abhayapuri to Pancharatna, that is the double line. Okay, and who has taken the electrification of the railways? This is Central Organization for Railway Electrification, that is also known as CORE. So now Mendipathar is the only railway station in northeastern state of Meghalaya. Okay, and it has been in operation since 2014. Right? So you get the idea. So this is Mendipathar and Dudhnoi junction is the first track that connects Meghalaya, and that gives Meghalaya its first electric trains. Now there will be a lot of electrification also in the future, as reported by the Ministry of Railways as well. Ministry of Women and Child Development, you have the policy initiative to check child marriages. Now what are government doing in terms of child marriages? We have been reading a lot on child marriages, particularly here in Assam as well. So there are certain acts that has been enacted by the government, the central government also. That is Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006. Okay, and under 16 of this act, the state government, it authorizes the state government to appoint for the whole state or some parts an officer or officers to be known as CMPOs, that is Child Marriage Prohibition Officers. Okay, and there are certain functions that the CMPOs will be taking, that is to include preventing solemnization of child marriages. What is solemnization? It's basically marriage or the vows taken for a marriage, and collect evidence for effective prosecution. Prosecution means bringing that person to the court under the provisions of the act. And he also has to discharge the function of to advise and counsel of the residents, counsel the residents of the locality where he is posted to not indulge in promoting, helping, aiding or allowing the solemnization of child marriages. And he also has to create awareness about the ill effects of child marriages and sensitize the community on the issue of child marriages. So these authorities or these officers function under, or they represent the state governments or union territory administrations, right? Now recently also in 2001, the central government has introduced this bill, the Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill 2021. That is to raise the age of marriage of women to 21 years, that will be at par with men. Now the proposed bill also has, so this bill is still not an act yet. Why? Because there are certain religious laws that will also amend them, right? So a lot of religious leaders are against this, right? So here you can see the laws, the Indian Christian Marriage Act of 1872, then the Parsi Marriage and Divorce Act 1936, then Muslim Personal Law, right? All this, etc. The Hindu Marriage Act 1955, Special Marriage Act 1954, then Foreign Marriage Act 1969. So all this also will have to be amended. Now marriage is personal, comes under personal laws, so hence there is a debate on this. Okay, then scheme to improve nutrition level of pregnant women. This is reported again by Ministry of Women and Child Development. Now there has been a lot of schemes. Again, this since we are coming to the end of the financial year, so a lot of schemes has been revised or taken as a review, right? So this mission, we have to understand from all this news the schemes that the departments or the ministries have been providing, plus what are the benefits, right? Then mission Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. Okay, now what is Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0? This is an integrated nutrition support program, which is a scheme of Ministry of Women and Child Development, right? And it was released in the 15th Finance Commission period, that is from 2001-22 to 25-26. Okay, and the common core meaning the crux of the scheme is on maternal nutrition, infant and young child feeding norms, treatment protocols, wellness through Ayush, and reduce wasting and underweight prevalence, that is stunting and anemia. Okay, so these are the some of the features or guidelines provided under this scheme. Okay, so let's just read quickly. There is Ocean Vatikas with medicinal plant and saplings, then local recipes with locally grown vegetables like red rice, etc. Then you have Ayush practices for reducing wasting anemia, that is for the weight prevalence, underweight prevalences, to take an account of underweight prevalences, right, to bolster immunity. And on the other side, we have this focus on prevention of disease and promote wellness through yoga. Then again, identifying medicinal plants. This is in line with the traditional practices. Okay, traditional practices. Now here I would like to point out, it's good that we are heading towards the world's modernity and we are in line with the world, but our traditional knowledge is also very important in giving us an identity of our own. A lot of things in the world, a lot of schemes you could say, are based on the traditional practices. Hence the quote, there is nothing new under the sun, right? So our government, the present government, has been focusing on the holistic approach, that is to promote traditional knowledge, the tribal knowledge, etc., right, in their schemes and in their projects. So this is one of them, one of those projects or schemes that has the traditional leverage, right? So you can go through the scheme properly. I just had to give you the pointers. Now, Indian Institute of Astrophysics, they have developed a low-cost star sensor. Okay, this is for astronomy and small CubeSat class satellite missions, and this star sensor has been named as Starberry Sense, right? That will help all the small satellites to find their orientation in space, and it will be launched pretty soon. Okay, you can see the image here, right? Then on the other side, you have this textile parks. These two news clippings are from the Hindu. So the center has selected this several sites in all the states. There is Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Karnataka, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh to set up new textile parks. And this is under PM Mitra scheme. Now what is PM Mitra? PM Mitra stands for PM Mega Integrated Textile Regions and Apparel. Okay. So this scheme was announced in October 2001, and the parks under the scheme will be set up by 26-27, with the total outlay for the project is 4,445 crore. Okay. Now this PM Mitra or this textile parks will boost textile sector, right? That is in line with 5F, that is farm to fiber, then fiber to factory, factory to fashion, and fashion to foreign. So that is the 5F. Just keep this here: farm to fiber, to factory, to fashion, to foreign. Okay. We know that India has always been a rich nation in terms of textile. That's why the British could monopolize this sector. Now again, it is time for Indian textile to shine in the world. That is with the government policy of Make in India and Make for the World. Okay, so this is one of the scheme. Then from here we have this: India to host war game with 20 African nations. This is 9-day mega military exercise which the Indian Army will hold with militaries over 20 African countries from March 21 in Pune. Why? To boost overall cooperation, right? Why? Amid China's persistent efforts in expanding their strategic influence in the African continent. Now, which countries are coming? You could read here: Congo, Niger, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Malawi, Uganda, Seychelles, Gambia, Tanzania, and Kenya. Okay, and there are some other more countries. We know that Africa, in a lot of African countries, a lot of Chinese influence has been found in terms of economic prosperity, right? And you could see if you search in the YouTube also, on YouTube, you'll see a lot of African countries are also learning Mandarin to cope up with the Chinese influence. So this is in line in international relations. This is to, put a little doubt in China's mindset that India is also present in the continent. Okay, so this will be called as Affindex, right? This war game will be called as Affindex. Okay. Then now on the other side, you have Northeast Science Communicators Conference. Now what is this Communicators Conference, right? And that is Science Communicators Conference. This was held in Guwahati University. Okay, and this is to broaden the base. The idea or the objective of this conference was to broaden the base of scientific knowledge in Indian languages for widespread consumption by intended target groups, right? And this will help develop the scientific or an effective communication strategy in different languages of Northeastern region to share the scientific knowledge among the people. Okay, so that's why this conference was held. Okay, then here the government of Assam has announced inter-district Swachhata Competition. Okay, and the winner of the district will get rupees 100 crore, the winner district, right? So this is in line with central government's scheme of Swachhata also, right? So this is to make Assam into one of the cleanest states. All right. And finally, we have this from cultural point of view. This is Sokra Miswa festival. You can see the image, right? This is by the Tiwa community of Assam, and this is a spring festival. Okay, and there are various forms of dance, like here you could see rituals and traditional food, etc. All right. So with this, we come to today's news analysis. We hope you are enjoying the series. We would like to thank you for joining our sessions, those who are continually joining our sessions and revising for their upcoming examinations. So thank you for that. If you like the interactions, you could join us in one-on-one through our study circle, whose link is in the description box below. So thank you for joining once again. We'll see you soon.